Hey everyone, it's Jon Edlin, and welcome to another Tuesday Tornado Tips. It is July 21st, and today I'm going to talk to you about what it's like before the tornado hits. A lot of people ask, or a lot of maybe people assume that the days leading up to a life changing event like being hit by a tornado kind of feel different, or maybe you feel some things and you know it's coming, and maybe some people do, but let me tell you, I didn't. And, at the time, this was 6 years ago, I was a 33-year-old dad of two kids, 5 and 7, and I'm just living life. I'm just going through the day to day. I'm sure you young dads know what I'm talking about, where like you have the weekends, that are crazy and fun, and then you go into work, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. That's what it was like. And I talk a lot about this. I'm a public speaker, and so I actually a lot of times just start off my talks talking about how normal of a day it was. And then we walk through, what it was like to go through the tornado. And then I walk through some things that I've talked about on even Tuesday Tornado Tips of overcoming adversity and my PSI method, which I wrote a book about on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and type in my name or type in PSI method and learn more about, kind of how I overcame adversity. That's what I talk about in my talks. But it all starts with like, man, I didn't know this life changing day was going to happen. And so many people, one of the reasons why I do these Tuesday tornado tips is because I hear from so many people saying, "I'll never happen to me." And there must be just something that they're thinking like, look, I'm just going through life like everything's fine. Like it's not going to happen to me. Like you probably felt like this was going to happen. You probably felt like, you were leading up to this. And I'm like, "No, I didn't. This is a very normal day." So, just to give you the picture of what it was actually like, I'm going to share with you kinda how I start off my talks when I do this public speaking, right? I say, "It was a typical spring day in Nashville, Tennessee, and the kids and I were getting ready to go to Home Depot." And my kids love Home Depot. They love Home Depot because of the lollipops. They had the best lollipops. I think they're still there, but my kids have grown up now, so we don't get the lollipops. But my kids knew at the time, at 5 and 7, if they were good at Home Depot, they would get a lollipop when we went through the checkout line. And I mean, these lollipops are like gourmet lollipops. They have, cotton candy and creamsicle. I think those were their two favorites. And honestly, sometimes I would get one because they were just that good. And so we were getting ready to go to Home Depot the day before the tornado, right? This is a Sunday and spring is starting up. It's March 3rd, so it feels kind of spring in the air. And we're excited to go to Home Depot to get some plants, to plant some flowers. And we specifically wanted to get flowers that we each could watch grow and turn a specific color. So we had ones that were purple and red. And, my daughter wanted the purple ones, my son wanted the red ones, and I picked yellow. And it was just a really amazing day, and we were planting the flowers and getting ready to watch them grow this spring. So we go to Home Depot, we get our flowers, we come home, and we plant our flowers that afternoon. Later that night, kids go to bed at 8 o'clock like normal. I'm watching TV, and I see the meteorologist say there's a chance of a severe weather threat tonight, but didn't think anything about a tornado. And honestly, the tornado chance was pretty low. Go to bed, and at 1 a.m., my phone goes off. Tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. It happened that fast. And even then, again, I just had a normal day. What like when you get that alarm, you're thinking, that couldn't happen to me. That's probably not going to hit me. And those were the exact thoughts that went through my head because I had a normal day. I was literally just planting flowers in the backyard a few hours ago. There's no way a tornado is going to hit my house just a few hours after I did something like that. It's just not going to happen to me. These are the thoughts that were going through my head. So I know that you're probably having those thoughts too. Sometimes when you see that tornado warning, I hear it from people all the time. When they get the alarm on their phone that says tornado warning, seek shelter immediately, they say, nah, not going to happen to me. And I'm so glad that I didn't really listen to that. that I didn't just go back to bed, which I wanted to, was 1 a.m. I was tired. I was like, I don't want to get up. But I got up and I turned on the TV and I saw the meteorologist say, there is a tornado on the ground just 10 miles east of where I was. And I knew it was coming for us. And so I got the kids into the hallway, and it only took about 2 minutes, and boom, all the windows pop, 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 pop. And the most intense amount of wind started to come in and suck us back and forth. And luckily for us, we were okay. I mean, our house was completely destroyed. If you've watched these other Tuesday tornado tips, you know the story. You've heard it. You've heard me touch on all aspects of it. But here's the thing, it was a life changing moment that happened in about 3 seconds. And I thought, this could never happen to me. And so that's all I really wanted to say today in our Tuesday tornado tips is just when you think this could never happen to me, I want you to pause and think, what if it did? Would I be prepared? Especially as a young dad, are you prepared to take care of your family if this happens to you? I understand that the risk is low. I understand that even if you're in Tornado Alley and Dixie Alley, I understand that being hit by a tornado is a small chance. I get that. But man, when it happens, you can't be like, oh, hold on, real quick. Tornado, I need some time. I need to prepare. I have the knowledge. I know I need to prepare. So just give me a second. Let me get my stuff. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to prepare now. And that's why I created the Edlin Tornado Go Bag. Tornadosmart.com. It's a pre-packed bag. It's incredible, right? It's literally everything that I wish I would have had before the tornado, and I just put it in a bag for you. And so you can click buy and you'll have it. And you'll have it for the rest of your life, hopefully, and never have to use it. And if you're not the one to get hit by a tornado, but your neighborhood is, man, how cool is that? That you get to strap on that backpack. You got a first aid kit, you got light, you got all the things that you need to be able to go and help your neighbors. So you're not only protecting your family, you're protecting your neighborhood. You're helping your neighborhood. Just something to think about, okay? I'm passionate about this because I've lived through a tornado. I know what it's like not to be prepared. I don't want that to happen to you. So just understand it's going to feel like a normal day before the tornado. It just is. And when you get that alarm, take it seriously. And I hope that you've been prepared, that you've been preparing for this moment so that you don't get caught in a bad situation like I did. And you can help protect your family from a tornado. Thanks so much.